All right, ladies and gentlemen, today is day 27. You guys are on the move. Look who's with us today, Donna Wilson. And from this angle, we can't tell if it's Donna Wilson or Muhammad Ali behind her. Donna, what do you want to tell these people at home?
I want you to be strong. I want you to just believe in yourselves. There are days that you really feel like, oh my gosh, this is so hard. But ultimately, you're going to see the payoff at the end. And that's the most important thing. That when you can do your activities of daily living without major difficulty, that's the key.
All right, we're going to go to the speed round quickly, Donna. And I'm going to give you a statement and you give me the answer, okay?
Okay.
But I don't want to work out today.
Oh, come on. Yes, you do. You just think about today is a new day. Today is the day that you're going to even do better than yesterday.
But I'd rather eat a pie a la mode and sit in bed watching cartoons.
Well, you know, if you do that, you're going to be very sorry because your blood sugar is going to be out of whack. You're going to get a lot more body fat. And the more body fat you have, it's going to be harder to breathe.
And last but not least, I'm too stressed to work out.
Actually, exercise decreases stress. So we can decrease that anxiety and stress for you.
You got an answer for everything, Donna Wilson.
I try to.
All right. Alrighty, it is time for the question of the day. Question of the day. All right, so this question comes to us from Carol, and it does not really seem like a question, but it says it's more of a statement. It's more like a sentence fragment. It's more like 4 words strung together, but I'm going to tell you what she says, and I'm going to tell you what I think she means. Pectus excavatum and scoliosis. Okay, so this is a question I get a lot, okay? So when we talk about pectus excavatum, okay, what are we talking about? Usually this is a congenital deformity, okay, in the anterior thoracic wall. And what this means is that the sternum itself and the rib cage grow abnormally. So the sternum is here, right? And what pectus excavatum is where this is actually compressed. It's almost like you took the top of somebody's chest and squeezed in, okay? Scoliosis is a sideways bend. Oh, that feels good. And you know, if it feels good, then it's a good exercise. You need it. All right. So scoliosis is a sideways bend of the spine. And then there's something else that I want to talk about, which is called kyphosis. And kyphosis is that forward bend of the thoracic spine. And while pectus excavatum is something that we do see, but it's not something that we see every day, kyphosis, scoliosis, kyphoscoliosis are things that are fairly common in practice, especially if you work with a lot of elderly people. So what is the implication of these things? So first and foremost, okay, in pectus excavatum, what makes a huge difference in terms of the clinical presentation is how severe the pectus excavatum is. So I've seen people with great big, compressions in their sternum that really press upon the heart, that really press upon, the great vessels that can impact the respiratory mechanics for sure. And don't forget that for every skeletal change that we see, there's also going to be muscular changes as well. So if something is very, very compressed, then those muscles are going to get very, very short. And we know that the way that a muscle gets rid of waste products and receives nutrition is by contracting and squeeze out the waste products and relaxing, and that brings in good blood flow with healthy nutrition and oxygen, okay? So there's that, okay? So pectus excavatum, can it affect your breathing? Absolutely, again, dependent upon the location, upper chest, upper sternum, middle sternum, lower sternum. We have up here, this is called the manubrium. We have the sternal body, and then we have the xiphoid process, okay? Odd, haven't thought about those in about 26 years, but there you have it, okay? Now, kyphosis is something where you're leaning forward. This is this forward curve of usually the thoracic spine. And what is this going to do? This is going to compress you in the front of your body, and it's going to elongate you in the back of your body, but not in a good way. Okay, so what winds up happening is the muscles and the skeletal structures on the back of your body wind up getting super stretched, okay? So stretched completely out. And remember what I told you, a muscle works best in the middle of the range. The muscles on the front of the body get super compressed, right? And so the muscles that are super compressed, guess what? They never relax. And so there's a buildup of painful waste products and metabolites that can lead to pain, aka what we hear a lot, rib cramping, aka muscle spasm, aka trigger points, etc., etc. And there's something called the pain spasm cycle, where you have spasm that causes pain, and that pain causes more spasm. Now on the back, things can get super stretched out. And so these muscles never contract. And so what I should say about the ones that never relax, are the ones that never relax never get that nutrition, okay? And the ones that never contract never squeeze out those waste products. And the thing is that no muscle is always in contraction, and no muscle is always in relaxation. There's always going to be slight variations in this, but that is the downside of all of these skeletal issues. So for example, if you have a kyphosis, or if you have a scoliosis and I'm leaning over towards my right lung will be compressed and have a lower lung volume depending upon the severity of the scoliosis. My left lung will be stretched and will have a higher lung volume, again, depending upon the severity of it. So what do you do? So of course, posture is huge. And this is why, your mom tells you to sit up straight or something like that. And there's really a reason for it, okay? So one of the things that's crucial to helping people with respiratory disease, or people who have shortness of breath or respiratory symptoms as a result of musculoskeletal problems, again, pectus, excavatum, scoliosis, kyphosis, kyphoscoliosis, spinal stenosis. All of these things can cause secondary cardiopulmonary signs and symptoms and conditions as a result of an initial musculoskeletal one. So the goals are, as best we can, to correct the musculoskeletal, and depending upon its severity, pectus excavatum will often be repaired surgically, okay? Kyphosis and scoliosis, sometimes yes, sometimes no, but again, you always want to include muscle balance and rebalancing and reposturing in any type of good therapeutic program. So that means stretching the tight muscles, okay, strengthening the weak or elongated muscles, while at the same time making sure that you do not hurt the person. And what I mean by do not hurt the person is that many patients with respiratory disease have been on steroids before. They may have osteoporosis, they may be older. And so we do want to stretch and strengthen, and we do want to restore muscle balance, but we have to be careful the degree and the magnitude with which we stretch. I've heard of people going to chiropractors. This is not the kind of condition that you want somebody thrusting your spine with, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But we do want to restore muscle balance. We want to strengthen the weak, elongated muscles. We want to stretch the muscles that are contracted and restore blood flow, restore the removal of waste products, restore the delivery of healthy, nutritional oxygen and other things. And that's it. So that's what I got for 4 words. If you have a more specific question, by all means, feel free to ask me, but that's that. Have a great day, everybody. Today is going to be a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.